Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication.
Hey there, welcome to Mercy TV Live, your source for news and information on the medical cannabis issue as it unfolds here in Oregon, across America, and around the world. Greetings, my name is Perry, and along with Sunny and PK, we'll be hosting this segment of Mercy TV Live. Please call in at 503-588-6444 with your cannabis-related question, comment, curse, or kudo.
You know, a lot of things are going on in the cannabis world, but the first thing we'd like to say is hi to all those people in the hospital. You know, there's so many people in the hospital and nobody's talking to them about cannabis or what they can use the cannabis for, Perry.
Well, in a few cases, nurses are aware of the law and will help them with their medication to help keep it stored, to bring it out for them, to help assist as much as possible in their medication. But it's an uphill process for too many people.
Well, and the people there are the ones, they're like at the last. They're the ones doing the treatments. The side effects from the drugs they're on, you know, they need cannabis. And these are the things that if they talk to their doctors, talk to their families, you know, that's why we was talking about cannabis conversations.
Right.
You know, these are part of the conversations that we need to have with the family, with the doctors, with our nurses, you know, because cannabis is a good medicine. We can use it for a lot of things. You don't have to smoke it. And by doing this, it allows you, the person that's under all these things, especially when you're going through these treatments and you're on all of these drugs and you have so many side effects.
Right.
You know, a lot of people don't understand there are people living lives of side effects, and those side effects are terrible. And you know what? A little bit of cannabis, whether you're eating it, smoking it, vaporizing it, or even, you know, in some cases, just rubbing it on, you know, for arthritis, and it is so good.
And you're too right, Sonny. The folks are stymied mainly by such false misconceptions, like that the smoking is the only way to consume it, that's the only
you can use
avenue.
oil.
Absolutely, you know, and so not only is the process of consuming or medicating totally acceptable in these in hospice environments, in the hospital and other ones, you know, the consumption of the cannabis oil, particularly the organics, using the you know, cooking oils and stuff like that, but those same oils can be used topically.
Connie's on the line.
Oh, excellent. Hey.
Hello, Connie.
Hey, you know, I've heard of people putting marijuana and alcohol and then using that as a rub. Have you heard of that?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And really good that way.
Yeah, there's a number of substances that are used as extractors in you know, drawing the cannabinoids and cannabis ingredients of cannabis out, and then using it to apply, whether topically or internally. Alcohol is one. There's the organic methods using the cooking oils and stuff. There's also using solvents and other ones. Some of these contain petroleum byproducts, though, butane, others of that nature, which unfortunately have made the headlines because it's a very dangerous way to do it. But we really encourage folks to use these other methods. Alcohol carries some of the same risks as using the butane and others as your extracting agent.
So, you just rub it on your body where it hurts, like that.
Connie,
Are you free on Monday? There's a rally down at the Capitol.
That's what I heard.
We have a guest here, Dale.
Hello.
Hi, Dale. Welcome to our show.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Okay, well, what can you tell us about the rally on Monday? February 6th, isn't it?
Yes, the rally is happening on February 6th, and it's select members of the medical cannabis community are coming together to ask the state legislation to give us our medical program back in a nutshell.
Back to the original OMA.
Yes. Yes.
Excellent.
There have been a lot of regulations that have been passed over the past few years that have been eroding away at the original intent of Measure 91, and the medical cannabis community is suffering greatly currently because of it.
Yes.
Yes, and can you give us an example?
Well, for one example is that it's the state regulations have really impinged on medical growers, for example, to be able to get reimbursed through the dispensary system, which then impinges on their potential relationship with their patients, because if your medical growers can't get their get expenses paid for through the dispensary system, then they're either left with just continuing to give their the medicine away for free without any kind of reimbursement, or they're forced to start seeking reimbursement through their patients. And as a medical grower, I haven't been charging my patients any money for cannabis over the last 5 years that I've been growing cannabis medically, and these new regulations and laws are impinging on my relationship with my patients as a grower.
$200 for a grow site.
Yeah, grow site registration.
And that's from $50 from the grow site that they tried to pull.
That's right, 400% increase, or 300% increase.
And, well, in addition to a number of rules regarding regulating the growers, they have to report to an extreme on weights of every aspect of it.
Seed to sales.
And
That's
the
the
cost to
program.
them, plus they're having to face several other restrictions depending on the region they're in. In several counties, they're messing with land use. In some cases, we've heard of having to regulate their own well water. It can't be used for such scurrilous things as marijuana, despite it being legal in this state. I'm not clear on their justifications other than just good old-fashioned prohibition, reefer madness, if you will. And we've been preaching about the effect on the growers, the loss of growers to the community. There's certainly people having to stop within the Mercy system. I'm assuming that Dale works with another cooperative type group that is a bunch of people putting their resources and skills together to help each other out. Some can contribute and a substantial amount, and some can't contribute much at all. And so the imposing of the patients on a $200 fee to have a grow site outside their own residence is really egregious, particularly to folks like Connie, who called in, someone who's in hospice care, who just really can't have a grow there, and really can't afford that grow fee.
Maintaining it.
And it wasn't imposed because of some need. It was kind of a punitive thing, wouldn't you say, Dale?
I agree that it was a punitive move made by the state.
Certainly prohibitive. I think it was meant to drive
Absolutely.
growers out of the system.
I I would personally agree with that. I think that there have been certain moves to injure the medical program, and I feel like that the relationship between patients and growers has been the avenue of that of those changes.
Right. So again, folks, for these incidents, these actions, as well as others, folks are gathering on February 6th. That's a Monday. What time is the event happening?
The event is being put on by a group called Right to Grow, and we're gathering on the steps, on the front steps of the Capitol building here in Salem at 12 p.m., 12 noon, going to 4:20.
Excellent. And I believe that one of the action items was to go talk to legislators and things of that nature.
That is the hope, that we'll be able to speak to some of the legislators, but if not, we're gonna come back when we can.
Good. Well, folks can at least get information, some tips and tricks, some talking points, some counterpoints that you're going to probably encounter. Folks can find out more about the event and action item at mercycenters.org. We have a link to our events page, and on that it has several links for the Right to Grow organization's Facebook page. On it, I think there's a list of appointments that the folks at Right to Grow have set up with their legislators. I think they're starting at 9 in the morning and are going through till the afternoon.
So don't forget Parents for Pot. They help the people out.
That's just another good group that, a lot of people, if you have, people that are parents and they, those are groups, they use cannabis and they're responsible and they have kids, and that's good, and people shouldn't be putting those people down. They should be supporting those people. They should be helping them. They're good in the community.
Mm-hmm.
They're helping their kids. They're helping the other parents. I mean, it's all such a good supportive program and good group and good adults.
Absolutely. So, if you're a parent out there and you want more information, good, solid parent-to-parent information about how to handle the issue. I mean, it's about kids and cannabis. It's about folks who use cannabis responsibly, having it in the household, having it there with your children. What are the rules? What are the regulations? But, what's the right thing? And it actually boils down to common sense. It's the same thing you do with your alcohol and pharmaceuticals, really.
Right.
Furthermore, though, it's about cannabis for kids also. What are the medical cannabis applications? What are the rules while they're still in place before they get changed too? And, how it can be properly applied, as well as, educating your kids, not just in their responsibility as consumers, but in respecting other people's, privacy, as it were.
Well, and over the years, we've had so many parents come into the office and talk to us about the medicine and talk to us about the smoking and the eating and the different applications, oils and whatnot. And the fact that these parents can use the medicine for their children and know that it's working and the children are getting some good benefit out of it,
Right.
and not having to go through all those side effects and those drugs and all the crap that those other drugs are putting them through.
Right.
Because
So-
see, that's where a lot of issues become issues that nobody talks about.
Right,
Oh,
especially for these young bodies. They talk about the potential effect of cannabis on the young growing mind, but these toxic chemicals that they throw at it to kill these bad
Opiate
cells
drugs.
is many cases worse. And so, I'm sure that many of the folks that Dale works with go through many of the same things, and that's why the laws need to be set back the way they were.
Well, and we've had such a bad bad. This last legislative trip, they've done so much against all of the medical, you know, and OMA was set up for patients. They've done nothing but tear us down and put everything against patients because they're trying to make money off the program.
Right.
And you know, we don't need monies making off the program. We need ways for patients to be able to have medicine.
Well, you know,
And
that's just one of the things, you know, that one of the very negative aspects was an increase of fees. And the program itself really didn't need the money. It's always reported as surplus because it's always had a large number of participants despite all the efforts of legislators to prohibit people from joining in one manner or another.
Well, they've never talked about all the millions of dollars they've given to other programs.
Oh, siphoned off to other programs,
and
yeah.
out of our program, and you know, that's big. You know, nothing has ever been said in the state of Oregon about the medical marijuana program and their patients supporting the other programs in the state of Oregon.
Yeah.
That's huge. You know,
It's a
all
dirty
these-
little secret. They don't want to admit it because many of these organizations, you know, and now that's why it's so obscene to have the OLCC jump in on and try to take the reins of the cannabis bandwagon because they've always been opposed to it and they don't have its best interests, much less the people who consume it, at heart. They've always been a representative of alcohol industry at best, you know, and at worst, they're people with a personal main against it, and they'll always be viewing it in that light. It's evil and dangerous, and it has no medical value. And that was a big push at the last legislative session, and unfortunately what we're going to see in the next one too.
We need everybody to make sure to register and vote, but more important, to talk to their legislators.
Absolutely.
Let them know about that the cannabis is good medicine, you know. And
Don't
have
be
these
afraid. Give them a call.
Absolutely.
and also have these conversations with your family, with your friends, with your doctors. And you know, another thing the Oregon Cannabis Connection has a lot of good recipes. In the back of every issue has good recipes, and if you need to find something, you can find it in every issue. And you know, this is where you can find the food. You can literally eat the cannabis and find different things
Okay.
that you will like for you. You know, because people have so many issues with their diet, with
Excuse
their
me,
belly.
Sonny.
Yes,
In this recent issue of the Cannabis Connection, on page 7 is a thing. Can you read that out, Dale?
I can. This was an article written by Pete Gendron, Pioneer Pete from the Oregon Sun-Grown Growers Guild. He did submitted a piece for the Oregon Cannabis Connection titled "Op-Ed: The OHA and OLCC Look Like the Ducks and the Beavers." So it's a pretty good illustration of how the entities that have been put in charge of managing cannabis in the state of Oregon have pretty much failed us miserably. But you can read about what Pete has to say about that in his article, this month's issue, page 7.
Yes.
Excellent. And folks can find the OCC at locations where to get it at OCCnewspaper.com.
And you could get back issues
And
on recipes and that.
And it's just a good paper. You can pick them up at all the dispensaries and whatnot, and they have good information. And you know,
Yep.
that's what Mercy TV Live is about. And with just information, you know, there's so much going on with the cannabis, and it's good medicine, and there's ways to use it, and you know, the plants, the different strains, and people, you know, like we was talking about at the beginning, the people in the hospital. Nobody talks to those people. You know, those are the ones that need the medicine.
You don't have to smoke it. Edibles.
Some of those people are the ones that get the most benefit if somebody would just tell them, oh, you need to eat some cookies, or you need to rub some oil on your arms or legs or back or neck or whatever your particular area is.
Right.
And wasp stings.
You know, these are the things that the information, you know,
Right.
is so.
And that's what, it's just one of the many action items of Mercy, the Medical Cannabis Resource Center. We put this information out concerning cannabis, not just in its medicinal values, but its hemp and its holistic health benefits of a hemp diet to go with it there. Also, throughout our website, we cover all 50 states, their laws, how to get your card, where to find medicine, and how to get growing in the long term. Also in some 35 countries, as well as about 50 conditions or so. But you may not find what you're looking for, so drop us a line there and we'll get a web page or two set up, along with the means for you to add to the pages, our bulletin boards and message tools at the bottom of each page. So check it out and spread the word on it. It's one of our many means, along with our Mercy TV, for getting the information about cannabis as medicine, how folks can have access to it, and more, I guess, most importantly, how they can change the law to ensure it, not just for themselves, but for generations.
Well, and the fact is, we need to keep this conversation going. The cannabis conversation is this: it's good medicine. It's a plant. We can do a lot with it. We can do it ourselves. Connie, she's in a wheelchair. You know, a lot of people have given up on her, don't think she can do anything. You know what? She can do the medicine. She can do so much. She can do the oils she's doing. You know, she's cooking with it. She's
Right.
eating. I mean, she's doing so many things with different batches. And I mean, this is phenomenal. You know, these are the things that people need to know that they can do. They don't need to have tests run. They don't need to take it to a place and have
Right.
batches run so they can have it tested to see if it's edible, if they can use it, if it's to a certain limit. Dude, you can do it, make it, and use it, and it will be good, and it'll
Well,
be good for you.
Right.
You know what you're putting in the ingredients.
Well, the thing is, it's good for you. The medicine is good for you.
So what type of garden do you have, Dal? Is it an inside garden, or it's in a greenhouse, or you're under the beautiful sun?
I have an indoor garden.
You're indoor, hydroponically, huh?
Soil.
Soil. Do you have problem with powdery mildew from the
Kelly's on the
soil?
line and she has a question.
Okay.
Hello, Kelly. How are you?
Oh, good. I have a question. I heard that the OLCC has taken over the Oregon Medical Marijuana Program, and there was somewhere that we can talk to our legislation people about that. Is that true?
Oh, yeah, very, very true. There is a bill being proposed to put the Oregon Medical Marijuana Program under the control of the OLCC, or Oregon Liquor Control Commission. And it is a very bad move for patients. So what every patient or citizen concerned with that should do is contact their legislator and tell them no on this particular bill.
And be down at the Capitol on the 6th. Front steps, 12 to 4:20. We're going to have a rally there, right, Dale?
That's right. Come hang out with us and Right to Grow on the front steps of the Capitol, 12 to 4:20, February 6th.
A good opportunity to learn about lobbying.
Absolutely.
That's perfect. So liquor control is going to take over the medical marijuana? Isn't that a different?
Well, mostly they want to get their hands on the growing and control that. I don't think they want to register the patients. They're certainly not going to do anything health or medical related with them. But then that wouldn't be much of a change from what the OHA does with them right now either. In either case, though, the patient community is not going to benefit from this move.
Yeah, because we're under the health authority right now, aren't we?
Yes, OHA is primarily in control of that. There's several bills that involved trying to make changes to that aspect of it. There is one that seeks to guarantee that the OHA remains in an authority on that. So definitely contact your legislators is the move to make on this, though.
Can they get a hold of Anthony Taylor?
Okay, one more quick question. When does legislation start for Oregon?
What's the legislation?
Yeah, when did they go in session? When are they starting?
Oh, actually, they're in session now. They're starting to introduce these bills. So folks want to get on it.
Okay, thank you so much for all your help.
Well, thanks for calling in, Kelly.
Yes.
Thank you.
And good luck contacting your legislators. Visit our website, mercycenters.org, and click on the legislation tab, and then on the tool shed tab for all the different ways to find out who your legislator is, different ways to contact them, examples on it, and tips on testimony, how to get to the Capitol, and other things, important links, not only for contacting your state representative, but your federal representatives as well. And in that aspect, we want to get them to say no to Jeff Sessions as Attorney General. He's not the friend of medical cannabis.
Well, he's not going to help us, and this is our medicine. You know, we can't say it enough. There's so many patients that use this every day for their medicine, and that's what it's about. It's our medicine.
Well, it's quality of life, as you were saying before. These folks are having a reduction in the medicines and their side effects that go with them and everything, and they can go out and have a life, literally.
And you know, every Friday night we're here, and we got so many people in the booth that help us, and CCTV, we just got to say thank you. You know, we got so many. Thank you to all those people that help us, and you know, we couldn't do it without them, Perry.
Right, thanks for the Lance doing the directing in the control room, Phil, Charles, Louise helping there with the CCTV community. Thanks to Dale, Kelly, Connie for calling in, helping to contribute to the show and sharing what's happening in their locales there. Again, run my mind, folks, February 6th, Monday, noon to 4:20, it'd be an action item, a gathering of patients, growers, caregivers, friends, family.
Concerned citizens.
And concerned citizens, right.
Well, and we just want everybody to know that you can be a part of it, that you can be a part of it, you can do it, or you don't have to
Don't
be a
be
part of it,
afraid.
but you can find out about it.
Well, folks should be a part of it because they're going to have to pay for it if we go back to the bad old medieval dark ages of prohibition and reefer madness, stating what should be the law here. But thanks for tuning in. Be sure to come back next time and bring somebody with you. Mostly register, vote, and get everybody a note to do so also. Contact your legislators.
Well, because on Friday nights, we got Mercy TV going, and if you need anything, just give us a call. We'll be here, and we'll be trying to help you out because that's what we're trying to do, keep the conversation going.
Right.
Thank
next
you.
time.
My
Do you
garden.
want to say anything before I turn it off, Glenn?
Yes, good night.
Good night. God bless you all, every single one of you.